See that guy down there, riding his bike in the sunshine? Yeah, that's me. In 1988, maybe 1990, it's hard to remember, it's such a long time ago now, I flew out to Kefalonia on my honeymoon. And the minute I got off the plane, I noticed something weird had happened to me. The hairs on my arm stood up, and the back of my neck, I felt really odd, like I'd come home. Now I know a lot of you say that, but this really is my spiritual home. I've spent all the years since trying to make the dream come true. And when Brexit happened, I applied for my biometric. And now, I live here. Now over the years, as you can see, if you've been coming a long time, Lourdes has changed immensely. There was one taverna on that beach when I first came, and none of these houses were here, maybe one or two. So you could say that me and the island have changed a lot over the years. I mean, I'm divorced now. Some things are for good, some things are for the worse. I mean, the divorce was terrible, but I've got 2 good children out of it. And I suppose the island now generates a good income for the people who live here. So it's not all bad. If you could, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like, share and subscribe, sat back and enjoyed the ride. Who am I? Well, my name's Rudgy, otherwise known to the bike world as the Doctor. So, let's get into it and see what's going on in my life today, shall we? It's Friday, here we go. Well, that looks all right. I don't see much activity. Okay, well we're here and yeah, that is probably going to be the new addition to the Rudge family. Anyway, I've got a bit of a deal to do yet. Sort the money out and the insurance, and then we're off home hopefully. It's a booty. This is my new best friend. Hello! We could sit in the bar for hours and discuss engines. How are you? Which the Hobbit would hate. Right. So that's the bike. Now we've just got to sort the deal out and we can take her home. Alex, it has no front wheel.
Hello.
This is Alex.
It's the perfect
it's
for the Greek mechanic.
Yeah, that's right. The same in Birmingham. Well, there's a few things to explain here in this week's video. As you can see, we've purchased the bike in Athens off a guy called Alex American Bikes, I think it's called now. It used to be Alex Harley Two Wheel Brothers, but I think the two companies are separated. A big shout out to his wife Natalie, who without her none of this would have happened. It was extremely stressful. The bank messed me about. The payments couldn't be accepted. It wouldn't let me. It turns out, cutting a long story short, that when my bank account was set up, there are 3 different security levels, and the highest one is for large sums like this bike. And I hadn't got a PIN number for it because it was never opened up. So when I went to move a large sum of money, it wouldn't let me. So Alex's wife found the bank. Alex took me to the bank. We saw them, they dealt with it. Because by that point, it was too late to get it insured with the guy I use. So Alex's wife managed to get me a special cover that they use for Harleys only. And we got that dealt with. We also managed to get the traffic office, or whatever it's called, to register the bike to me digitally, because it was all getting a bit late. And I set out at about 3 o'clock, I think, when I should have been setting out around 2, with all the stuff on my phone, which made me a bit nervous. But anyway, it became apparent once I started going through Athens traffic, the bike wasn't happy. Couldn't quite put my finger on it at that point. And then on the bypass, on the dual carriageway on the way through to the Corinthian, it went onto 1 cylinder. It turns out that the coil has gone down, but it was also running way too rich. Let me show you. As you can see, yes, I know a lot of you will probably not like that. There's 1 or 2 that do. The infamous hypercharger. I don't like them. I don't think they'd improve the horsepower at all. If you make these bikes breathe properly, that'll give you a lot of horsepower, and I think these restrict the flow. I know a lot of you will complain about this on the side of the road. I undo this, exposing the carburettor to get some air in there because I've got no tools, which I'll explain later in the video. And then we were on our way. There's not a lot of footage of me riding the bike because I was under a lot of pressure to get the thing home, and it wasn't running well. And I brought a selfie stick for the journey, which promptly broke because it was cheap and nasty. So I couldn't film from my chest, and most of the stuff was packed on the front of the bike, so it wasn't a good idea to film. But anyway, yeah, we've got it home. The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that we've already started making some changes, but more of that in another video. But yeah, this is the bike. Okay, well, first leg of the trip. Bike's running like a bird with a sore arse. But it's nothing I can't fix when I get it back home. I mean, I've worked on a lot of Evos over the years. I think it's probably a fuel problem, although there could be a little mix of a red herring in there. Could be a loose wire to the coil or something, or an ignition wire. Anyway, we'll nurse it back home. I'm sure it'll get me back, and get it on the rack, because at the moment it's too hot ready to run a Harley round Kefalonia. Anyway, there she is. Parked outside the hotel. So I'm now going to have a little wander. And see what's about, what I can have to eat. Looks like the sea's in that direction, so that's where I'm heading. Right, here we go.
I've never seen so many traffic lights. Then on the island, I think we've got about half a dozen traffic lights, but most of those don't work. Of course, Athens, there's one every 100 yards or so. Crazy. So, this is a Corinthian. There's water down there. You all know Rudgy likes the water. Let's go and have a quick look down there. It's nowhere near the food, I've just googled that. But a little walk before bed. Yeah. And I found out what's wrong with the bike. The spark plug's loose on the front pot. So hopefully the thread's not stripped. Because I don't really want to helicoil it. I did that on Wayward Child. It's been alright all these years, but it's always worried me getting it in and out. Anyway, I have got spares, haven't I? So, you know, whatever happens from now on, we can make something work. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to go up to couldn't be better, there's a motor factor shop, it looks like anyway. I had a look through the window and they've got spanners and stuff, so we'll just get something to whip the plug out, clean it, put it back in, and hopefully all in the world will be good. Lovely breeze. Interesting place. Anyway, as Rick Murphy from Murphy's Diesels was saying, tune in guys, it could go. Stay tuned guys, this could go western. Well, it did, didn't it? But I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Oh yeah, we've got a seafront down there. An engineering shop there, look. Oh, a lovely cool sea breeze, that's what we need on a day like this. It's been brutally hot today. Even riding the bike, I didn't get any respite. So there you go, the Corinthian. Now, it's a very nice place. I looked at it from the plane actually. Right, I'm going to go and get something to eat. Talk to you guys in a bit. Well, I don't see anybody eating, so I think they're just bars. It certainly didn't come up on my Google Maps when I searched for places to eat. What a place! Anyway, we're going to head off. I think in this direction, get back to the main road, where I know there's some places to eat. But yeah, look at that. What a nice place to sit under the trees. I would have had something to eat there quite happily. Look at them for a set of bells. My goodness, you know if them were ringing, wouldn't you? Yeah. Looks like there's a big fishing community here. There's a couple of big fishing tackle shops and a lot of people wandering around with buckets and rods. My mate Andy would love mucking about here, wouldn't he? First door.
Hello.
Could I have a lemonade, please?
Yes, we have.
Well, found somewhere. I'm just going to have a look at the menu, see what I fancy. So I suppose it wouldn't be a road trip without some sort of breakdown, would it? Certainly explains the misfire now, because it's probably trying to do all sorts of things, probably getting a bad earth, which means that the plug won't fire when it's supposed to, weak spark, all that sort of stuff. Good job it's a front pot. Anyway, hopefully it will tighten up. and we can get on with the journey and it'll be fine after that. But it is running rich. I'm going to have to back it off a bit. The pipe's black as you're at. This one. Anyway, I haven't worked on a Kyllini carb for some years, but it'll all come back, won't it? Well, these are apparently grandmother's meatballs. Looks cool, doesn't it? And because I'm trying to cut down on my portion sizes because they're not being well, it's about the right size. So I'll let you know what that's like in them. Looks nice. Let's see. Yep. Just what the doctor ordered. Not too much, not too little. Really nice. It's a funny thing because my mum, when she was alive, would have told you. Wasn't that long ago, would not got me anywhere near meatballs. Didn't like them. Now they appear. I think it's because they're made with proper stuff and don't come out of a supermarket all processed. They were really nice. It said homemade on the menu, so yeah, enjoyed that. Now I'm going to go to a mini market because I've got no kettle in the room. What is it with these hotels and no tea making or coffee making facilities? So I'm going to go and get something to drink tonight, maybe a bar of chocolate, kick back, watch some YouTube with the aircon going, have a shower, and then tomorrow we'll go to the motor factors and get some tools, I think, and go around the bike. Because if the spark plugs, there's bound to be something else that's come undone. So I'm hoping it was just the forward spark plug, because other than that it pulls quite strong, it goes quite well. I haven't filmed it because it's been a bit of a rush and a bit tricky. Anyway, going back to the room. Nice fence in there, look. Oh, a lovely looking square. University of the Peloponnese. What a great place. Anyway, I enjoyed the food there. It was really nice, really nice. And for once it wasn't too much to eat. Yeah, since my little episode a few weeks ago, yeah, I get full quite quickly. I might have to go and see the doctor when I get back. I know the Hobbit wants me to. Nice green parlour there. That might be a bridge too far. Let's hit the mini market, find something to drink. Well, I've just been in that place behind me. Super cool in there. Must cost them a fortune to have the aircon that cold. It's like walking into a fridge, which is pretty welcoming because it's been very close today. It's been hot and close. Anyway, I got a bit of lemonade, some water and a Mars bar for tonight so I can watch the telly, and I've got something to drink, and then in the morning I'll have a shower, get up and go and get a coffee. There's loads of coffee shops around, and fix the problem with the bike, hopefully, and it should run a lot better because it's got a long haul tomorrow. I think we've only done about an hour and a half's ride in today. Maybe two. It might be 2 hours actually, and it's got 4 to do tomorrow, so yeah, it's got to be in tip-top shape. You'd never get away with that on the island, would you? I'm saying to Alex, the problem is the island's so small, that bike's going to stand out like a sore thumb. So, got to keep it tip top, otherwise going to be in for a lot of fines. I'm bound to get a tug. Anyway, yeah, he wouldn't get away with that on the island. Well, there she is. Hope she's there in the morning untouched. Right, time for bed. Right, well, I found the problem, I think. And you can see that there's some petrol oil mix that's come out the head, because the spark plug is finger tight. So I'm going to take it out. Threads don't look fantastic. Plugs are jet black, so she's running way too rich. So that's the first problem. Get the plug to stay in place. It might run a little bit better. And then check the oil. See if I can weaken the mixture off a little bit, because yeah, it's running a bit rich. Whoa. It's your roving reporter Rudgy, sweating like a dyslexic in the maths exam, hotter than a pair of Kylie Minogue's hot pants. I've had to walk into the middle of town to get some tools so I can try and rectify the fact the bike's running way too rich and the fact the spark plugs aren't tightened up. Because I'm not riding it to, you know me, I'll send anything, but I'm not going to do that all the way to Kyllini. We've got a 4-hour ride. That's going to be brutal on the bike because it's hot today. I'll probably be stopping every 100k or so to let the bike have a rest and check the oil and stuff like that. Anyway, quite an interesting place. Very, very busy. This place here, the guy hadn't got exactly what I was after, but what he did have was a box spanner and a few screwdrivers and bits and bobs. I'll show you when we get back. So now I've got to walk back to the bike. Luckily there's plenty of shade around here because the buildings are quite tall, but the sweat is running into my eyes and making them sting. Things you see when you're wandering around on your feet rather than on your bike. A crocheted tree. How interesting is that? It's interesting, isn't it? Kefalonia isn't on its own in the fact the high street's healthy. I've seen very few empty shops. Lots of things like this. Lots of fresh fish shops. Lots of shoe shops, clothing shops. Places like I've just been to, what we used to call ironmongers, that sell just about everything you need for DIY and whatever. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, really? We're doing something wrong in the UK, definitely. Definitely. I mean, look at that. How long it'll last before it catches up with the UK, who knows? But I think the UK, as I've said before, has lost its way. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do what I've just done and find somewhere like that 5 minutes from where you parked. Right, made it back to the bike. Got to be careful in this heat, it's very, very warm. So I'm going to drink another pint of water and then see if we can get my baby to run properly, because at the moment it's not much fun to ride. I don't like that. So what did we buy? Well, I went to one shop, he hadn't got anything, it was an electrical shop that I've been sent to. By the shop that I eventually brought the stuff from. So I brought a Phillips screwdriver and a flat screwdriver so I can adjust the carb, and if anything else happens I'm alright. Set of metric Allen keys, that's all they got. Might keep me out of trouble should I need them. And a box spanner which I haven't used in 100 years, but it was the only thing they had that fitted the spark plug, so now I can put the spark plug in and tighten it up, which is the main problem, and then I can maybe try and weaken the mixture slot. But of course, those people who know a little bit about Mikuni carbs, all I can do really is adjust the air fuel mixture from when it's on idle and in between the main jet. Might help, might. I personally think that that thing on the side of the carb, the hypercharger, I've never really been a fan of those, so I think that will come off and we'll put a better filtration system on it, because it could be that's blocked. Bike's done about 18,000 kilometres I think, which is nothing. but of course it could be clogged up, couldn't it? Maybe it hasn't been serviced, I don't know. Don't know anything about the bike really. I'm not sure that Alex did either really, because I know he brought it off the guy I'd been dealing with. Been chasing this bike for quite a while, as you know. Anyway, I'm going to crack on and get on the road. Okay, so I've weakened the mixture off. We're not going to go into that at the moment because I'm going to get loads of comments. Anyway, yeah, I've weakened the mixture off a little as best I can. There's not a lot I can do. Put the spark plug back in, cleaned them, put them back in. Checked all the wiring, had the seat off. Everything seems tight except for the fact that the electronic ignition module is bouncing around, so all I had was some tissues. It's dry, so they're not going to degrade, so I packed it around some tissues to cut the vibration out, see if that helps. So I'm going to get on the road. The young lad here came to see if I was alright from the hotel. See if people in Greece are so helpful. It's, you know, British people aren't used to that. Everybody's you okay, can we help you with it? So anyway, the bike is ready to rock and roll, hopefully, and hopefully it's going to be a great day. Well, it is going to be a great day. It's a great day to be alive now. Okay, well, we had to stop part way to where we are now. I think we're about to do the crossing over the canal. Anyway, yeah, we had to stop part way because it was running on one again. So I took the plugs out, and one of them was really badly fouled. So I cleaned it and swapped the cylinders to see if it was a lead. Checked the wiring on the coil and all that sort of stuff. No, it didn't seem to make much difference. So I pressed on. Then I started thinking, and I thought, well, that one plug's fouled, the other one's running beautifully now. It's biscuit brown, which is about right. So it's obviously it needs the carburation altering. So yeah, I'm gonna have to weaken that off. Anyway, I pressed on. I thought, I've got no choice now, I'm on the motorway, and so I pressed on and give it a bit of an Italian clean up, and the plug started to come back on, so I was feathering the throttle in and out like we used to in the old days. Eventually got it running on too, and now she's running beautifully again. So I've just filled her up for the second time, and I think we're about halfway, so it's going to take 2, maybe 3 tanks to get her back to Kefalonia. So yeah, she's definitely running way too rich. She's chucking more fuel out than she's using. When you start her up, flames and stuff come out the carburetor, so that's not good. So yeah, she's going to go on the bench when I get her home, pull her apart, and I'm going to do what I do, which is another reason they called me the doctor, wasn't it? Anyway, I'm going to go and get bottle of water or something now, I think. I might show you around. She's a good looking girl, but she drinks more than I used to. Anyway, stopped for a drink and a bit of a rest, let the bike cool off. About just over halfway now, and I've lost my reading glasses. Must have fell out of my pocket en route. So I'm hoping I can get a ticket at the port, because there's no way I'm going to be able to read my phone now. Hopefully somebody might be able to help me, we'll see. Like I say, people in Greece, it's not like the UK. If I ask for help, somebody will give it and not look at me a bit odd. Had a right laugh with the guy at the service station, the rest point. The guy filled the bike up. Yes, hope you're watching. Good times, great day to be alive. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, this is your typical motorway service station. I'm very impressed with the roads, absolutely beautiful, and they've got variable speed limits. Sort of range from about 80k up to 140. Which is more than acceptable really, isn't it? 140 kilometers an hour. So yeah, I haven't needed to really feel I'm speeding or anything. I mean, 80 is a little slow, but if you think there's going to be some policemen around, and you do it, don't you? And it's never for very long. It's usually where there's a city or a bend in the road or some reason for it, and then it goes back up to 140 or 130. 130 seems to be the average. So yeah, really impressed. Yes, so you see, you can get anything at these service stations. I just went in and saw my friend in there, and I said, I lost my reading glasses. Over there, he said, €3. I mean, it's a little more than the Chinese shop, but I put them on and they're actually very good. And they're not too bad a shape either, so those are going to get stashed where they can't get lost, because that would have been a bit of a worry should anything go wrong and I need to use them again. Anyway, going to get back onto my new mistress. I'm not quite sure what we're going to call her yet. I was thinking about Rosie, because of the colours and because of my mum and dad. Ramblin' Rose is their favourite song, and we are rambling, so, and I'm rambling as we're talking now. So yeah, it might be Rosie, I don't know. Leave in the comments what you think. Okay, well, she's nearly home. She's done extremely well. Very, very happy. That could have gone western really quickly, but yeah, apart from the seat being a bit uncomfortable, but them the Perras are on a long run. I'm going to have a think about it. I might send it to a friend of mine in Devon, get him to recover it with some gel, and take it from there. But this is the port of Kyllini, and that's where you can get a ticket at the office. I found now you don't have to pre-book it, and the guy tells me it comes in over there. That's the one for Zakynthos. I think my ferry's 3:45. I'm not quite sure what the time is now, but I don't think we've got a long wait. I might go and get myself a coffee. Yeah, I get a coffee. So exciting times. Now, the problems we had on the way here, and I'd like to make it very, very clear. None of the problems I've had would have been Alex's fault and his staff. They were selling the bike on behalf of somebody who brought it and then wasn't keen on it. And these things happen. I mean, when Alex had it, he showed it me, he rode it round, it was fine. It just started to play up as I took it out. So I think what's happened, somebody knew there was a problem. They put some new plugs in there. And of course it would run fine for a while, wouldn't it? Until it choked those plugs up. So anyway, it's nothing I can't fix, but I suppose if it had been anybody else, Alex might have had to come out and tow him back in. And the next bit you'll see is probably on the ferry. I apologise there's no motorway footage, but I hadn't got the right stuff to film that. I'm doing 140 kilometres legally in some places, and it was quite windy. It would have risked me losing one of the phones or whatever. Maybe next time. But there were some stunning views. It was very interesting as well, the ride through, some of the things I saw. Maybe talk to you about that in another video. Anyway, for the moment, she's almost home. This reminds me of when I picked up Nikki. Maybe I'll have a stable of them, save some more money up and buy another one. What do you think? Well, I don't think I can afford another one of these. That's broke the bank, completely broke the bank. In fact, I'm going to have to see what we've got in the freezer that I can use up for the next couple of months. Maybe use a month's pension to help out, because it's been quite a costly trip. But anyway, she's worth it. I'm off to go and get a coffee. Well, this sort of reminds me a little bit of when we came on Lady Di in '97. Same sort of excitement and relief that I've done something I wasn't used to doing. It was out of my comfort zone completely. The bike played up, but we made it, and now I'm pretty much safe. At least I can get the bike on the island if everything went wrong now. What an epic journey. Might seem easy to some of you, but when you've never done it before and you suffer with anxiety and stress and stuff, not easy. Going ashore. Yes, in fact, those little lines that they're chucking about, see, with the orange ball on, just going up to the top now, that's called a messenger. And what they do is they throw that line out, which is attached to the thicker line there, and the guy on the quayside here can pull the thicker line in from the messenger. As you see there, there's a bit of rope attached to the bottom of that big line there. Fact, a messenger line. And still they come. You can see why we get rush hour on Kefalonian roads at certain times of the day, with all this lot coming off and heading for Augustolian surrounding areas. It's funny because I recognise a lot of these trucks I watch come down the road at night, and now I'm sat with them. Just another fun fact, I'm a bit weird like that. That trailer's a long way from home, isn't it? I don't understand why some of them are on forwards and now they're going to reverse the others on. Interesting. Right, so there she is, loaded up. Lorries are all down there. These boats are bigger than you think. I can tell you that for nothing. Anyway, gotta go up on deck now, see if I can get something to drink. There you go, there's your bar. That's the port of Kyllini.
Okay, well that was the trip for the new bike back from Athens to Kyllini. I apologise to those of you who tuned in to watch something about Kefalonia, but as I've said before, this channel isn't really about my life. I just happen to live on the island of Kefalonia. But I know there's a majority of you that are happy to see anything I do. You've told me that in the comments and on emails, etc. It was a heck of a trip. My anxiety levels went to DEFCON 3. I'd like to thank from the bottom of my heart everybody involved in helping me get this far. I couldn't have done it without you. You all know who you are. And it goes on because I've got people, a lovely couple, bringing me some stuff out for the bike because it needs some attention. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next adventures on the new bike. Leave in the comments what you think it should be called. The Hobbit's not happy because there's no rear seat, so I might have a look at that, see if we can do something about that. But as you can see, Fat Mouse absolutely loved it. He said he wanted some pictures took on it posing and then he'd never sit on it again. Just remember, dreams do come true, true story. Be careful what you dream for though, because you might just get what you thought you wanted. Anyway, if I can do it with my anxiety levels the way they are, anybody can. But the bureaucracy out here, well, it did make things very, very difficult, and there was a point where I didn't think we were going to get this bike at all. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week, probably in Kefalonia. Catch you guys later.
Take 2. If you like this video, hit the like, the share and subscribe. Sit back, enjoy the ride. That'll do, will it?